Good morning. Thanks for joining me. I'm not sure when these are going to get posted, but decided to record love readings today since it's Friday, and I'm going to do 3 different videos. So this first video is love messages for the Freebirds. So if you don't know if you're a Freebird or not, that means that you're a single person who doesn't really know where to start. I'm just kidding. You may have some options out there, but nothing's really standing out, and so you're just kind of looking for some direction and guidance in your love life right now. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I, of course, already pretty much finished recording this reading, and I was trying to do it on Instagram TV, IGTV, and I don't know, it didn't work. So now I'm just gonna record it on my phone, which is probably the underlying problem for all of these technical difficulties. But this is a really great reading, I can tell you, because I just finished recording it. So the underlying energy that came out here is card number 36, respect. So this is about respecting yourself, respecting others, respecting nature, realizing your place in the world, what a big world it is, how small we all are, and yet what an important role we all play. But also looking at the horizon, which I think is a great message for a single person who's just kind of on the journey and not knowing what's coming next. So let's go ahead and get into your cards. So I'm doing a Celtic cross spread for this video, because when you're in this Freebird situation, you don't necessarily have another person that you're relating to. So this is really directed more about you as the individual and advice to help bring love into your life. So the card that is at the heart of the matter is the Page of Stones. So this is you in the situation, the links. And to me, this Page of Stones represents that you're looking for something real, wanting to manifest something in the real world, and maybe a long-lasting commitment. And then this is crossed by the Ten of Arrows, which in this deck, the Wildwood Tarot, symbolizes instruction. So in the regular or the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Ten of Swords is about betrayal sometimes, or just an ending and a new beginning. But in this deck, it stands for instruction. So I'm kind of getting the vibe like you may want to take some sort of a class. I don't know. That's a more practical idea if you're looking for one. But it's about lessons passing on from the older generation to the younger generation. It also could just symbolize that, you can maybe brush up on some tips and tricks to help bring what you're aiming for into your life, just to better yourself as a human being. So the next energy that came up is the crowning energy of empowerment, the Five of Bows. So this is another card that has a different meaning in this deck. In the traditional Rider-Waite, it's more about playfulness, but also competition and confusion. But in this deck, it's about empowerment. So it's a really confident energy, being confident in yourself and going out to get what you want. I also think it's really interesting that the Cern Abyss Giant is on the side of a big hill in this card, and then we have the mountain range on the respect card. So mountain symbolism could be important here, as well as looking at the horizon again. So then the underlying energy is card number 1, the Shaman, which is like the magician card in the traditional Rider-Waite. And so the shaman's been through the ringer. He's had some really difficult experiences, come close to death, or experienced death and rebirth, and he's come out the wiser for it. He knows what he wants. He's set his intentions, and he's a very powerful person who's going to manifest what he wants. And the passing energy is the Ace of Stones. And the energy that's coming in is the Ace of Vessels. So this is really interesting. You're passing from an energy of materialism into an energy of emotion. And then this Ace of Vessels could also mean that a new offer of love is coming your way. So that's kind of a beautiful thing too. And then your attitude is card number 19, the Sun of Life. So this is happy, confident energy, lots of innocence and warmth here. So, you know, this card is very attractive, I think, and that's a wonderful energy to be in when you're looking for love. But then in your house, we have card number 15, the Guardian, which is like the Devil card in the traditional tarot. So the Devil usually symbolizes, well, the Devil can symbolize your vices like addictions, codependencies. So that could be at play here. But at the heart of the matter, the Guardian card or the Devil card is really about something that's blocking you and standing in your way. That's what I feel it means in this position. So you might just want to be mindful of things that might be blocking you. This could also mean that there's other people in your life who have these addictions or codependencies that are playing a role in your situation, because this is in the house position. So sometimes when the card lands in the house, it's talking about the other people who are involved in your life. So that might be something to keep in mind as well. And then for your hopes and fears, we have card number 10, the Wheel, which is a great card to be in that hopes and fears position, because we're all hoping for good luck and we're all afraid of running into bad luck. And the Wheel is about both, because sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, and everything changes. Karma could be at play. And the message here is just to continue with the journey and to enjoy it in all of its seasons and not to let fear hold you back. So in the final guidance position, we actually got two cards. So we have card number 21, the World Tree, and the Seven of Bows for clearance. So with the World Tree, the guidance that we're getting here is to continue on your journey. It's a long and winding path, but ultimately, you know, it will lead you to where you need to be. And ultimately, it's not about the end of the journey. It's about the journey itself, going through all the seasons. This reminds me a lot of the Wheel card too, the different seasons of the tree, the different seasons of the wheel. So just enjoying the journey for all that it brings. And then the Seven of Bows clearance is sort of a little bit more of that practical level advice that I think ties in really well with this Devil card. Deciding what you need to keep in, deciding what to leave out, deciding what's worth fighting for and fighting for it. So that's what clearance means to me. So this is a really positive reading, y'all. You have a lot of great energy here and exciting things coming your way. I also drew a couple of quotes from the bag, and they were really good, so I'm going to share those here. We've first got a quote from Frank Miller, who I think is a comic book artist who drew Batman, if I'm not mistaken. So his quote is, "When you have a brush in your hand, inking a beautiful woman is a lot like running your hands over her." So that's really sexy. And I also thought, you know, the instruction card and then the card about having a brush in your hand, it made me think of those painting classes that people take. I don't know. It's one idea. And then the other quote that came out was from Anais Nin, and it says, "Each contact with a human being is so rare, so precious. one should preserve it. So I love that. And it's a great way to approach things, I think, as a single person, that it's not, we don't have to be so hung up on the outcome and where all these connections lead. We should just be enjoying the moments that we have with everybody that we meet. So I want to close it out with a few words of guidance from the goddesses, these are the ones that I haven't drawn yet, so this will be fresh. Let's see. Okay, so we have Erda, goddess of the earth. Look to the earth for answers. And then we have Haltia, the goddess of the home. Encourage harmony in your home, then good luck will visit. And we have Sekhmet, the mighty one. Let your darker emotions bring you strength. So what I'm getting here is to focus on yourself, get grounded. It's interesting because we have this Ace of Stones as a passing energy, but you can use that passing energy to propel you forward, so staying rooted in your grounding as you move forward in love. And then encouraging harmony in your home, focusing on your home. It's a great thing to do while you're single, getting all your own affairs in order. And then Sekhmet, the mighty one, let your darker emotions bring you strength. So if you're feeling these moments of darkness, they're there for a reason. We all have these things come into our life. And we should use those experiences to bring us wisdom and strength. I'm going to actually read a little from the book about Sekhmet because I feel like there's more to it than that. So Sekhmet, the mighty one, is the goddess of enchantments, strength, and the underworld. This fearless Egyptian goddess is connected with the sun. Oh, she's also connected with the sun. That's really interesting. We've got the underworld and the sun here. And Sekhmet, she was depicted in the form of a lion or as a lion-headed woman. So there's also a lot of Leo energy here because the sun is the Leo card and she's a lioness. Sekhmet was renowned for her delight in violence, war, and hunting. Honored as the mighty one, she ruled over strength, vengeance, and enchantments, forceful actions used to wield change in the world. Sekhmet was also a goddess of the underworld where she has a special connection to the art of mummification. Egyptians viewed mummification as a magical ritual that enabled the physical body to live forever. Perhaps to suggest this ability, Sekhmet was often presented with an ink, a potent symbol of eternal life. Let your darker emotions bring you strength. So, if you're going through some dark times, then, they're there for a reason. Learn your lessons, move forward, cut out what you don't need, and keep up the positive vibes. So have a great weekend, you guys.